One, two, one, two, one, two. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pontiac WYAC. We here in the place to be. And right now, we have taken time to come back because I was actually out of the fray for the last, 4 or 5 days. But I kind of stayed away because I was busy, number one. But then number two, I'm bringing back the Pontiac WYAC. I tried to do something different and name it after myself. They call it the Saute Show. But I don't think it's best like that. I think it's called Pontiac WYAC for a reason. And that's where we're going to keep it at. Pontiac WYAC. So we're going to put the logo back up because we back home. Boom. Right there. Here we go. We're going to be accepting phone calls tonight. We're not going to be on long, but we're going to be on strong. You know what I'm saying? For a little bit. If you would like to call in, you can definitely do so. And let me go ahead and move that over a little bit so you guys can go ahead and be a part of the show, because that's what it's all about. Y'all being a part of the show. We're going to put the phone number up. That's not particularly the greatest place, but we're going to put it up 248-905-1128. If you'd like to call in, you can definitely call in 248-905-1128. There's been a lot of stuff going on the last couple of days, a lot. And, you know, as we talk about a lot of things, you guys know that Pontiac WYAC is, and not only talks about a lot of stuff political wise, but a lot of stuff that's going on around in the neighborhood. So everybody out there that's in my YouTube land that's watching right now, we on Facebook and YouTube. We ain't trying to complicate things tonight. We talk about, and I talk about a lot of things that's going on local. So right now, there are some good things going on in the city of Pontiac. I've been proud and been able to be a part of the growth on the media team, and we have been making strides, great strides, and I'm looking forward to what 2026 has to bring. The city of Pontiac really got some things coming up and going on that you should be abreast to. Go check out the city council meetings. You know, for the last couple of weeks have been weekly. But I think in the next 2 weeks, there will be another city council meeting in 2 weeks, Pontiac City Council meeting. And then if you guys missed, I hope you didn't, but you can go back and look at the city council meeting. Judge Joe Brown. What am I tripping? Oh, my God. Let me go ahead and I'm going to read who, and because I want to bring this up. I said Joe Brown. Oh my God. I'm tripping. It's been a long week. Let's go ahead and just pull up who was awarded. Because my mom, and I just want to get this right. My mom and my dad actually used to talk about this man a lot. And I believed in some circumstances and situations he helped them out. And I just want to make sure I get the honor right. I want to read what the post says. So let's go. I'm going to go to the post here. Here we go. So I want to bring this up. I want to bring this post up so everybody can see here. That's Judge Christopher Brown. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put it up like this here. Hold on 1 second here. I want to switch something. So you guys can see it a little bit better. But we're going to read the honor. And we're going to get into some discussion about this post here. So we're going to bring it up. I'm not ill prepared, you guys. I just, you know. Let's bring it up. Boom. So yesterday, last night, Judge Christopher Brown was the inaugural honoree of the Dr. King Award that was presented to him by Mayor McGinnis and City Council President last night. It was a great time. It was a great time. It was a joy just to see not only Judge Brown, but I was able to see Mr. Tipton. I was able to see, oh man, I seen a couple of people I haven't seen in a while, but his Kappa brothers came to represent and hold him down, and basically came to show him love and support him. And he definitely deserved the honor. He's just not only a city power, but he's a regional. He's not more than a regional. He's a state and a national treasure. You know what I'm saying? He's been through a lot, opened a lot of doors. And I remember my dad and my dad used to talk about him and mention him a lot. And I believe that, you know, down through the years when my pops was alive, I believe Christopher Brown pulled a couple favors for my dad, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So, hey, Kia. So big shout out to Judge Christopher Brown for the inaugural, what that means the first to get the award, the Dr. King Leadership Award that was awarded to him last night at Pontiac City Council meeting. So it was a good time, and I'm glad that I was able to be a part of it and be there. It was a good time. Let me read exactly what the post says. The inaugural Dr. King Leadership Award goes to a citizen of Pontiac that exemplifies great character, strong leadership, remarkable community service, and commitment to the people of Pontiac, a trailblazer, not only in the city of Pontiac, but our county, region, and state. An amazing human being, the Honorable Judge Christopher Brown. So yesterday, boom, that was a great award given to him. He seemed to have a great time accepting it and being around people that loved him and appreciated him. And that's what it's all about. So that was one of the things that I enjoyed last night, or enjoyed this week about so far. And that was early in the week. Now there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news going on, a lot of news. So there are a lot of good things going on, but also, I don't know if you guys pay attention to Anton Daniels, which is from here. He had a restaurant right here on Huron Street, but Anton, man, I should have put up a graphic, but I didn't even know if I was really going to go live tonight. But him and Corey Holcomb had gotten to it, and I'm thinking I might go ahead and have a great conversation about that coming up, about him, about what really happened with that situation. And it's the talk of black internet, quote unquote, but I don't like to talk about messy stuff like that. I like to talk about messy stuff like politics. You know what I mean? But there has been a lot going on in the political front. But overall, I just wanted to touch on some great good news about what's going on in Pontiac. So let's see if there's anybody that, there we got 4 watchers or whatever. We got 4 watchers. I'm looking. So anybody that would like to call, you have anything that you want to say or you want to talk about, if you want your comment on screen, go ahead and put it up, let me know. Here go the phone number so you guys know, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. Now, people had a lot of things. Well, Derek Wins, I'm going to call Derek Wins out. Derek Wins, call me. I called him last night. Yeah, I called him last night, and we was on the phone from the time that I got in the house to the time I'm eating catfish or tilapia or whatever and spaghetti, arguing with D Wins. But we're not arguing, more or less having a good spirited debate, conversation, or whatever the case may be. And we were talking about what was going on. I think yesterday there was a long Donald Trump speech, and people was just like, I would look on Facebook, and I'm seeing the comments, people mad people looking at Donald Trump, long speech. And me and Derek Wins had a long conversation about that. If anybody would like to call and give their comments on that, it's been 1 year. It's been 1 full year of the Donald Trump saga. It's been 1 full year. You got 3 more to go. So, hey, buckle in, buckle up. Now, what I can say is this. The world in the overall in totality is watching. The world is watching what's happening, not only what the Americans or what America is doing. Oh, by the way, that's the Michigan flag back there. That's the state of Michigan, if y'all didn't know. People are watching what the United States is doing right now. It's very, what can I say? It's very, it's testy right now. I think battle lines are being drawn from each country to each country and who you with and who you not with. I think strategically some things are happening that a lot of people just don't really understand or not even thinking about on a lower level, on a higher level, mid between all of that. I think battle lines are being drawn about who's with who. So the other day, Canada had made some type of agreement with China, and the Canadian people are not that happy about it. But what it kind of did was this. It kind of put in motion who Canada is siding with right now. I heard something today that really made sense to me, and I was like, you know what, that might be right. The tariffs, when you really think about the tariffs, really might not even be about money. When you think about it, like the tariffs might not even really be about money at all, about taxing other. It might not be about that, because the United States is not only tariffing people that we're not allies with, we're tariffing people that we are allies with. I mean, France, England, Canada, Belgium, a lot of European countries. And I think battle lines are kind of being drawn. A soft line is being drawn because, in a nutshell, the United States has given a lot to these countries. Okay, so places like Canada benefit years and years and years and years and years. Places like Canada has benefited, Mexico, Belgium, Germany, a lot of places have benefited from the American machine over the last 50 years or so or more. Places like Canada has really been protected by the shield of what we call of America, right? Nobody messes with Canada because of the United States, right? So I heard today a real good point that made me kind of think that maybe the tariffs really ain't about money. It's really not about money. Maybe it could be possibly, let's test, or what's going on, bro? If you would like a link, I send it to you, brother. Maybe the tariffs really wasn't about maybe tariffs really wasn't about money. Maybe it was just to see what would these nations do that's supposed to be our allies that we have done a lot for. Let's just be honest. I don't care, good or bad, the United States has been, or whatever the case may be. Good or bad, however the United States has done a lot for Canada, or have done a lot for France or whoever. We hit them with a little bit of tariff, and we just trying to see basically who do y'all side with. So Canada has struck a deal with China over the last 2 or 3, 4 days. The Canadian people aren't that happy about it. And they almost kind of like thumbing their nose up to the United States. Like, we're going to go ahead and side and work with the Chinese X, Y, and Z. The Canadian people, from my understanding, they're not too happy about it because they're looking at it like, hold on now, are we going too far by siding with the Chinese or China? Because China, at the end of the day, will eat Canada up. You know what I mean? It's just, it's no comparison as far as trade or anything else. China's will eat Canada up. So a lot of the people that Canadians are upset about what Canada did. Hey, what's going on, Keita? Hey, we still got to talk about your program and we still got to talk about your program and what you got going on. We ain't did it yet. We still got to talk about it. You call in. You can even come to the pod. And right now, I'm going to show you real quickly. You can come to the pod at 43700 Woodward Avenue. I got to start going here and pubbing my place a lot more. I ain't even been doing that. I've been so busy doing everything else. I have not been pubbing my place. 43700 Woodward Avenue. You can come to the pod and we can sit and talk about publicly there about what you got going on as far as your nonprofit, I believe, what you was talking about. But while I'm here, FG Media Arts Company, 43700 Woodward Avenue in Bloomfield Township, where we do event content, brand video ad productions. We did mess around with social media management, but that's a whole different thing. And people don't want to pay for that for real, because that costs. But we gonna talk. I'm gonna bring my buddy on that really do social media management, and I might bring that service back. Like, that really takes time, and that really takes a lot of people. That takes whoever wants social media management, whoever want that. You got a brand, you got this and this and this, that. You got to be serious about that. You want really somebody to do this for you. You have to pay for it. Let me speak on that real quick before we get into the political stuff. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that service right there. The social media. I want to talk about a lot of this stuff, but I want to talk about a couple of things that I have on my hookup right here. People don't be wanting to, you gotta, you have to, I know some people that, 2 years ago, I mentioned this to someone. I said, hey man, we were talking, you should do this, you know what I'm saying? Or, there's people that there's a new, really, social media management is a new job. Social media management is a new job, and you got to really know what you're doing. At that point in time, when I put this on my postcard or my card, I had somebody in particular that was doing it that I could depend on. But right now, I'm looking for another person, and probably I can. But these are real true services. These are real true jobs. The social media management, like, people are really hiring people that to do that job, like GM, Ford, Taco Bell. This is a real job. You get, you can put somebody on standby for like $2,000, a retainer for $2,000 a month to do that type of job. My son is really studying, trying to do that, but you have to be serious. So right now, I want to tell you, Breonna Simone Taylor, she's one of the people that I recommend that do social media management. But that is something like, that's very serious work. If you want your brand to grow, like if you're a church, if you are a nonprofit agency, if you are a content creator around here or anywhere, if you need social media management, I suggest Breonna Taylor. She has a low, but she's very good. She worked for the city of Detroit, and she did it there also. And I dibble and dab in it, but it's a real job, and it's a real stressful job because you have to really relegate people's accounts. You have to post on it. It's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing. Yeah, so we're going to connect soon. That's a warning. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And so I'm going to get back to that. But yeah, so 43700 Woodward Avenue, you guys. We do. Oh man, God has been good. I'm going on my third year. I'm going through my third year at this place, 43700. I didn't, it just can't. Hey, so we do, event technician, event photographer, not glamour shots, but if you got an event, we take care of it. Political campaigns, we did a lot of that during the campaign season. Religious and educational production. Actually, I'm going to go see a church this Sunday. This Saturday, I'm sorry. I got an appointment with a local church. Want to help them or get them situated with their live streaming for their congregation. Either I'm going to be contracted to do it or help them get up to snuff to be able to do it on their own. I did that for a couple of churches in Pontiac that's having a successful stream for their parishioners that can't make it out. And so, yeah. And then we got the drone services too. So make sure you check out Effigy Media Arts, man. I'm going to start having more advertising, more reels, and more things that's going to serve the public and what I'm doing. I'm also doing a lot of work with the city of Pontiac, and I'm very happy with the administration, and I'm very thankful for what they're doing and giving me an opportunity. Now, back to the regular scheduled program. That's a warning. Now, China. Yeah, 3 years. I remember. Hey, yeah, Nikita. I remember when I called you. You remember, Nikita, when I called you and I was trying to get the internet. I had to go with AT&T. I had to go with AT&T because they had to run fiber. But I was trying to I was trying to go to Nikita, Washington. She was trying to hook me up and help me get that because where I'm located in the building, there was nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. There was no wires. There was nothing. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The place that I'm at inside the building that I'm at used to be a storage unit for that building. And I converted it from a storage unit to a whole studio, a whole little studio. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't sustain itself. And people that come in there, they be loving it. You know what I'm saying? I don't be thinking they really want to leave, and I don't want them to leave because I be having the lights a certain way. It smell good. It's comfortable. All they got to do is come sit down, do whatever they got to do, get their recording, boom, bam, and they gone. And I take care of the rest. I like people to come in and handle their business and be relaxed, and I take care of everything else. I have water for people. I have little delectables, little candy, you know what I'm saying? Laughter, good times, and a little bit of R&B, neo soul playing in the background, and we be ready to roll. So people could come in there, do their recording, do their podcast. They come in there and laugh. They do if it's a quick picture or something. I even rented the pod out, and I'm gonna get back to it. I even rented the pod out to a DJ. I even rented the pod out to a DJ for a photo shoot. I didn't take the photos. He came in there and I'm looking at this camera. I should be looking at this camera. Hold on. I got two cameras in front of me. All right. So I had the guy come and I just let him in. He set up. I moved some stuff out the way. He set up his DJ equipment. Here go the lights, dog. Boom, boom. You do this and do that. Quick $250, you know what I'm saying, for just letting the dude come take pictures inside the spot and close the door when you leave, bro. You know what I mean? So it's been a blessing for the last couple of years. And maybe after this year, maybe I can move on to, maybe a little bit larger place or whatever. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, but it's been a blessing in so many ways. And I think it's been a blessing for so many people to able to get their voice out and get heard or whatever the case may be. It's been a good time. And it's just been a place of refuge for people too that have been able to come and relax. People have actually came and chilled out and, just liked being there. You know what I mean? It ain't always work a lot of times. Sometimes it's just being able to have come somewhere and relax. And it's been like that. Okay. Now we back. So Canada took a deal with China, and I think they kind of drew the lines a little bit. They tried to snug their nose up at the United States. See, and I'm not a Canada badger. You know, I like Canada. It's right over across the border, and it's not. They making really dumb decisions, though. For real, Canada is really making. Take out who's the president, y'all. Take out who's the president if you like him or not. Canada is making bad decision based off of feelings. And in a world that we live in today, you have to be so rational on your personal life and everything. You can't really operate off of feelings. It's been times that I've been really upset over the last couple of weeks, but I have to really shut it down and think about what I do and how I react before I react. Canada is doing stuff off emotion. Siding with Canada is not going to help. Siding with China is not going to help Canada. It's a bad move, bad decision. Because what they're doing is drawing a line. And not only drawing a battle line, it's a soft battle line that they're drawing, but they forgetting how much protection over really nobody deals and mess with Canada because of the United States. People, that's just what the fact of the matter is. And a reason why a lot of countries don't get touched or messed with is because the shield of the United States. That's just what it is, and that's the true enough. So what a lot of countries, I think with these tariffs, I don't even think it's really about money in a sort of a way. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Why can't these countries, whatever, pay the United States for what they're doing? The United States is protecting a lot of countries, and it has been for the last 50 or so more years. You know, what if the United States withdrew its protection from a lot of these countries that's out there? What then? What now? Why? So I think at the end of the day, I think Canada is making a huge mistake. But also, I think there was some talks about Greenland. There were some talks about Greenland today. And the president, like him or not, he said that he's not going to go into Greenland by force or by might. He's not going to try to take Poland militarily. He would like to negotiate and make a deal if a deal can be made. And if a deal can be made, then it'd be made. But if a deal cannot be made, then just remember that you didn't make the deal. That's what the president is saying. Saying like, hey, don't forget where your bread was buttered, who protected you, because Russia and China is advancing on that land. And so the landscape of the world is really changing. And I think people need to really understand that, the landscape of the world is really changing. I think, people really need to understand what's going on, how dangerously close and how dangerously close we are to a lot of things happening. But how close we are to things that happening one way or things happening the other way. It can go either in both ways where we are right now. So, I mean, regardless of what side of the aisle that you're sitting, so it's important that you pray for whoever the leadership is. And that's not even just nationally, and that's internationally and locally. You know what I mean? Pray for the leadership around the world because, that things work out the way they could best. You know what I mean? So it's some real things going on right now. It's a real talk and it's real hard conversation. And if people really want to talk about them in a real way, you feel free to call 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. But as you see, I represent Pontiac, and this is Pontiac WYAC show with Asante Lucas as your host. And, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. I'm going to get my guy on here, man. He's from here, but he's located in Mississippi. And he does a lot of the same work that I do. and we talk a lot of times about what it takes to do this type of work. It's really not about equipment. I know a lot of guys that do this type of work that I do, and they just buy a lot of equipment. They think it's about the equipment. The equipment does not make you good. Equipment is helps. They're your tools. But a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into buying a lot of stuff, and they're not good. But the thing when you're going to go find a videographer, when the thing is when you're going to go find anybody that does any type of work, mechanic, videographer, painter, or whatever, look at the work that they have produced before. Don't take people's word or word of mouth, because word of mouth, a lot of times, especially when it's coming from a particular person, you got to see if a person has a body of work, a portfolio, real things that you have seen, and if they're doing actually in the type of actions of what, as far as in the realm that you're looking for far as, the scope of work that you're looking for, the scope of work. So when it comes to, I'm going to give a breakdown for anybody that has a church. If anybody that has a church, a small church that doesn't have money, a lot of money, I'm going to give you the quick, cheap breakdown right now on how you can have a live stream for your congregation. And, how you can have a quality live stream for your congregation that won't cost you a lot of money. Number one, if you have one or two young people in the congregation that is interested in technology, who's interested in AI and all those types of things, you should go ahead and ask or call on someone at your job. No, not at your job. I'm sorry, at your church that's interested in helping the ministry. Okay, what you're gonna need. But a lot of these churches are cheap, and I'm just gonna tell it how it is. A lot of these churches are cheap, and they want something for nothing. They do. A lot of these churches are cheap, and they want something for nothing. But you can't have a good live stream. You cannot have good quality live stream at a church and being super cheap. It's not going to happen. So what you need to do is possibly, if you don't have already, is a good computer, a good laptop. Nothing over the top or crazy. Something simple, maybe a MacBook Pro, at least a 2021, 2022. M1, M2, M1 could do. Get yourself a capture card. A capture card is something that you will plug your cameras into. So you can get yourself a regular camera. Hold on one second. I'm about to show you. Get yourself a regular camera, something like this. You put a focus. Get yourself a regular camera. This is to the churches. Get yourself a regular camera like this. All right. Let myself get back in focus. Boom, boom. Bet. Get yourself a regular camera. Get yourself a capture card and a regular computer. That'll run you like $1,000. Now I go to a church and tell them they have to spend, no, I'm not sorry, $1,000. That'll run you around a good $1,500 to $1,600, $1,700. I go to a church and tell them, in order for you to have a decent live stream, you need to come up off of at least $1,500. That's good for a good computer and a camera. Don't you know a church wouldn't even want to pay that? So what most churches do is that they hire somebody, but then once they hire somebody, they don't barely want to pay them. This is my thing against churches, dog. I mean, I like working with churches, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't mind talking like this. I don't mind speaking my mind because, hey, either a church call on me to do something or they don't. I don't even care. Me working with churches don't even sustain me. Like maybe I might work with a church once or twice a year, and that's fine. It's whatever, because I don't. That's not where the bulk of whatever my, thing come from. But they do not want to. They do not want to pay for some odd reasons, but they want quality. So what churches usually do is this. They run the God thing. This is what a lot of these churches do. They want you to use your talent. They want you to come. They want you to bring your camera. They want you to bring your camera. They want you to bring your computer, your capture card, your HDMI wires, your tripods, your lights, your mixer, all of this stuff. They want you to bring it all. And they barely want to pay you. Because quite honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth when it comes to churches. The media person is more important than the choir at this moment. And let's just keep it real. The choir is secondary to the media department for a church. You remember back in the days where the church used to be, the main thing a church had to have was the choir. It ain't like that no more. The main thing a church better have is a media department or somebody that they paying that know what they doing. So they message can get, and then they can get them ties coming in online and all that type of stuff. The choir don't even really, the choir matter for the people that's in the seats. So you can have a choir. But what most churches don't want to do is they don't want to pay for the media man. And it's stupid. It's stupid. This is what churches want. Some churches, like me and my buddy talk about it, and he does a lot of work with churches. They want you to, churches want you to bring all your equipment. Man, I'm gonna have to tell you what this one pastor, a local pastor, I know him, I like him, he cool. But the dude told me, hey, yo, I want when I open the front door, when I open the doors, you sitting there, like when I open the doors to the church and I come in, I want you with a camera, basically the camera on the shoulder rig, like he coming through the what's the name, and I'm right there. And I'm beaming the signal up to my computer and all this and that. And he was like, I just want to see what you can do because, I want to put you on it. I like, hold on, dog. Hold on. Do you know who you're talking to? I've been doing this for 10 years and everybody know this is what I do. I don't need you to put me on or nothing. Now, all this stuff that you say you want me to do or want to do, I got all of that stuff and I done did it before. But I'm not doing it for you unless you pay X, Y, and Z. Don't come asking me that. Other than that, you're going to get the regular. Because they be wanting too much. But these churches be wanting too much and don't want to pay. What I'm going to tell you who I'm really impressed with, who really did right, was Trinity. Trinity got their social media game put together very, very well for the city of Pontiac. They showed, in my opinion, the churches in Pontiac how to do it. They got really a set design. Not only set design, they spent the money on the equipment for our cameras, lighting. You know what I mean? They really put in motion a real ministry so they can go ahead and really outreach the people the right way. And I do think that they got a social media manager. It's all about the holistic thing of the whole team. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have the whole team if you're going to make it work. Like, so for churches, you just can't, if you want your congregation or you want more tithe, and I'll be honest with you, this is the formula for churches. Invest your money, get the right media person. Stop spending all the money on the organists and the drummers, the stuff that don't even really matter that much no more. You need your internet working in these churches. Because a lot of these churches don't even have good internet. And that's crazy. Like, how are you in 2025, 2026 and your internet don't work right? Like, this is stupid to me. I don't, there's no excuse, because a lot of these churches just don't want to spend the money on the infrastructure for good internet. But then they want stuff and they want you to do magic tricks. Nah. So a lot of these churches, y'all need to get your act together. Get your internet together. Don't come look, if your internet ain't together, don't come calling for a live stream or nothing like that. If your internet is just good enough to upload documents, call AT&T, Comcast, get the technician out there, get the fiber optic, whatever they got to do to get your internet working. That's point blank period first, number one. Because a lot of churches, you'll be surprised, they do not have good internet in the city of Pontiac. And the reason why is because they don't want to invest in it. So that's number one. And I'm going to keep it real. I have talked to many churches, and that be usually the number one roadblock. Your internet is bad. Number two, keep track of all your passwords. If you have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that, keep all of your passwords together. There needs to be at least 3 people at your church that knows the passwords. A secretary, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the pastor's assistant and the media person. There need to be 3 people at least that know, because if somebody can quit, and all ain't gonna quit at the same time, but you need to have 3 lines of defenses, so you know your hey, what's going on, Deja? So you know how or what to do if somebody quits or you need to get into your accounts. This is one of the problems with churches also. Like churches, y'all really need to get y'all stuff together. Honestly, like I said, Trinity knows what they're doing and how to do it when it comes to live streaming and getting information out to their parishioners. That's why, honestly, Trinity is ahead of most of the churches, because they adopted and understood the signs of the time of technology, and let's adapt. Let's go ahead and do the right thing with the money that we are getting. So I have to give, you see where the money went. You see where the money goes. It goes to a lot, but I mean, they invested the right way, the infrastructure to be able to go ahead and, you know, get to their parishioners to get the word out, get information out and things like that. They did a great job, a tremendously great job. So that's number one. Number two, not number two overall, but internet. Find you a good media person. Be willing to pay that person once you find that person. Allow that person to be able to have, I'm not going to say ambiguity, but they know what they're doing. Make sure if you hire a person, or you let them be able to make decisions on the fly without always going through. Okay. And then going through 4 or 5 different people. Okay. If you got somebody over your media department, let them be able to make some type of decision power. And number 3, like I say, you need a team. So don't depend on that media guy who's doing at the church. You don't rely on him to do your flyers and your postings and all that. Don't do that, because a lot of churches do that. It's hard enough to put a stream together. It's very hard to put a quality live stream together. That means churches, secretaries and stuff like that, they got to give the media person enough. You got to give him whatever information that you want to be in that Sunday's program. You have to give it to the media person in the middle of the week, Thursday at least. Because you got to remember, most of these people have regular jobs, or you're not their only client. They got other stuff doing. So a lot of these churches, you have to submit, and there's a lot of stuff that churches want, sometimes during a live stream or doing a lot. So make sure, number 1, you have your good internet. You have 2 or 3 people, at least 3 people that know your passwords for your social medias, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're going to be using. Give your media person that you hire some control. Don't bombard them, overload them with trying to do your live stream and all that, and then everything else. Have somebody else spread. You do social media, you do the clips, you do fly. Don't have, it takes a team to run that operation like that. And moreover, number one, that's the most important thing out of everything. Pay the person, pay them. That makes them want to be able to, money is always a motivator, at the end of the day. It helps people want to, go the extra mile, and people vote with their wallet, more or less. So if people appreciate you, they pay. So my thing at the end of the day for churches is just, stop trying to get everything for cheap or for nothing at all. All right. Okay. So, we probably gonna end this out tonight. I wanted to just, I wanted to come on for a little bit and just test a couple of things out because I haven't been on for a couple of days. So I didn't want to go too hot and heavy. We just returning it back to Pontiac WYAC, because basically Pontiac WYAC was the original. And you know what? I can't change the name, man. Like, I made the logo. I got the branding. It's, we're going to keep it Pontiac WYAC. That's just what it is. So tonight was just more or less, I wanted to come on, talk for a quick minute. I'm pretty sure, let me see, tomorrow, I don't know. I got to go, do some stuff tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to come on tomorrow, but tomorrow night, I might be back on tomorrow night. We're going to get hot and heavy tomorrow night, guys. I'm going to have my little stuff up on the screen that's going to come up, and we're going to be talking about what the stories are, the hot stories. What's up, Max, man? Max, maybe you might want to come on tomorrow, man. You might want to come on tomorrow, man. I could throw you the link for tomorrow. But we're going to hit on a plethora of content tomorrow, bro. Of course, talk about some things that's going on and around in Pontiac. Number one, you gonna come on, man. If you have a moment tomorrow, I got your email. Even when I'm on, I'll send you the link. If you could pop on, feel free. It's your show, man. Just come on anytime you want to. We'll be talking about some things that's going on tomorrow. Again, I heard some great news from my employer in Pontiac yesterday at the city council meeting. I want to talk about that. That there's some hirings going on that people that may not even know about at this one place facility at the corner of East Wilson and Pontiac. A lot of people don't know I stayed on East Wilson in 1984 to 86, 87. It was fun, but it was something. I'll tell you, boy. But yeah. Get up and go to Elam Brothers, man. You can get up and go to Elam Brothers at 11 o'clock at nighttime. I wasn't nothing but 6 or 7 years old, bro. 6 years old, 1984, 85. Yeah, around 5, 6, 7 years old, around there. The house that I used to stay on, East Wilson, is tore down now. I remember that house too, man. Oh my God. Next door to us, it was a girl that her name was Uganda. Her brother, we used to play across the street with Miss Bumpus. Then, like at nighttime, me and my sister, we'll go up to Elam Brothers right there. At the super, you had the penny. You can get the penny candy, the turtles. We used to go up in there. We didn't have a lot of money, so a penny, you can get some penny candy. You can't get no candy for no penny now. And if we was lucky, every now and again, we could probably get an Elam Brothers hamburger. We didn't get one of those often, but you know what I'm saying? But it was the Rice Krispie treats. That was with the famous, bro, the Rice Krispie treats at Elam Brothers. right there on Sanford Street, bro. The Rice Krispie treats and the doggone turtle candies that'll take your teeth out. You know what I'm saying? Superman ice cream. Yeah. But at the corner of East Wilson on MLK, there's a manufacturing place that is hiring, and I'll talk about them or bring them up tomorrow and whatnot. So, yeah, at the end of the day, you guys, we got some things to talk about. I just wanted to come on for a little bit. Not long, but long enough just to, come on. I will be back tomorrow, and we'll be talking more politics. We're going to get hot and heavy before this week is out. Y'all already know what side of the aisle I stand on. You know where I'm at with it. But, tomorrow we should be back either tomorrow or Friday. If not tomorrow, Friday. But, it's funny, man. Like, this week is like going. This week is really, really flashing by. So it's like, at the end of the day, man, just keep it up. Let me go to over there on YouTube. I be neglecting YouTube. Bro, that's the entire faith. They're scammers. Let's stop being nice here. Yeah, bro. Nezarek. Yeah, brother. Love my family. Hey, how you doing? Those Rice Krispie treats were big too. They were big. Those were huge. Them doggone things was big than the mud. But you couldn't get those for a penny. But you can get those turtle candies for a penny. Yeah, bro. I don't know if you're still there, Nazareth. Yeah, dog. I mean, they are. They are scammers. They be trying to really get over, you know what I mean? And I'm not too interested in, I'm not going to say there are some pastors, there's some good churches to work with. But I'm telling you, man, like it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss when it comes to churches. It's so, you don't know what you're going to get. For real. You don't know what you're going to get when you go work with a church. Because so many of them are scammers. So many of them do try to get over on you so much that you don't even want to work with them. And it ain't like you're trying to get rich off a church. You just want to be fair. And that's pretty much anybody that I work with. It's all about being fair. Like, this is the one thing about the arts and working with cameras and stuff like that. These are considered the arts. For some reason, people don't take it seriously, but you can't live without it. Everything that you like and everything that you want to do, you need the arts, or you want the arts to be able to do it. You want or need the arts and able to do it. You want to be able to have live stream. You want to do this and that. Well, it takes somebody that know how to do it, but people don't want to pay for it. People don't want to pay for it. And so I got to the point, and to this point, where, cool. You don't want to pay for it. That's fine. I'm not doing it. And ever since I've had that mentality, I really haven't had to beg. I haven't had to beg anybody for anything. It's people be thinking that you're doing them, they doing you a favor by them hiring you. You know what I'm saying? And people got to understand there's more people that need you than you need them. Right. I'm being honest with you, and I'm not trying to be this not like humble about it or nothing like that. Like we as videographers or photographers, it's not like we don't need clientele. We need it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We only need like two to four loyal customers. I'll be honest with you. To survive. Now, to be abundant, you probably need a little bit more than that. But you don't need a whole bunch of clients. You only need 2 to 4 that's really loyal and good. But you know how hard it is for people to actually find good videographers or good artists like graphics design or videographers or photographers. Do you know how hard it is for people to actually find these people? You know why? Because it's not easy to find. It's not easy to find good videographers, dependable people. It's not easy to find these type of people. I seen sometimes you even have to go corporate. Sometimes you have to go corporate because, and most times you do. Most times you have to go corporate. Meaning the freelance, like you doing stuff for people around the way, you doing this, you doing that, little here and there. That don't do it. You got to say, you know what? I'm only working with like established businesses, nonprofits or schools or something like that. Because dealing with them, you know, you're more likely to get your money. They already got a system set up. And if you work with them, then if you happen to end up working with them, what happens is usually they have a placement of a network where if you work with them and you have a good situation with them and you have a great outcome for them, they recommend you. And by them recommending you, now you got more access to real clientele or real professionals, not pretending or pretentious people. I remember a buddy of mine said, "Hey, bro, do this music video, man. X, Y." I'm like, man, ain't no money in doing no doggone music videos for real. Unless that's what you really do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you established. But the experience that I had, the couple ones I did, the first one, like, it was always a problem with money. I'm like, no, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? As far as for me, it wasn't for me. But it's always a problem when it comes to the money. When you're dealing with other artists, this is what I noticed. When you're dealing with other artists, it's always harder to get paid. But when you're dealing with businesses per se, schools, nonprofits, governments, whatever, it's easier to get paid. But when you're usually dealing with other artists, musicians or stuff like that, it's always a little harder. So I would recommend to anybody that's doing, like, even my son, he DJs and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, son, listen here, dog. I know you like to DJ. There's a lot of DJs out here. But in my opinion, what you should do, if you like the music and all that type of stuff, try to do corporate events. Don't worry about trying to do little people's parties around here and there. Don't worry about that. Market yourself towards corporate events. Because that's who's going to pay you. That's who's going to recommend you to their people. That's, you wouldn't charging $700 you might think is a lot, but they're willing to pay you $2,000 for 3 hours and a good time or more. So market yourself, or if you have a business, Don't just market yourself to people around the way where you from. There's nothing wrong with that because there's a whole economy behind that too. But where do you want to take your business to at the end of the day? Do you want to just, or do you want to scale? You know what I mean? Do you want to work with universities, and do you want to work with, do you want to work with city governments? Do you want to work with law enforcement? Do you want to work with where do you want to go? Where do you want your thing to go? I had a conversation with a lady that does baking. And I told the lady, I said, she's having a problem getting paid by people, or people coming to her asking her for discounts all the time. I said, you have to start, your advertising got to change. Your advertising doesn't look like you're advertising towards people that will really pay you. So if you advertise, and because I had a problem with this even with my advertising when I first started, and I'm learning, but my advertising looked like I wasn't trying to get no money for real. My advertising looked like I was just trying to be around the way. My cards weren't up to par, like far as the design, the logo, the verbiage on it. So I give my card to a real entity. I couldn't expect them to call me. So it's all really about image in a lot of ways too. It's the image is what you put out there. So you got to make sure if you want a certain type of clientele with the money, you have to look like the clientele that you want to get. So what I would suggest as far as advertising, you don't want a whole bunch of colors on your card. All you got to do is look at what somebody told me to do is look at Pepsi. They have red, white, and blue. Simple. McDonald's, orange, yellow. It's not crazy. Home Depot, orange, white. Lowe's, blue and white. Don't come out with a whole bunch of purples and funky colors. You can't do now unless that's your brand for real, like you're coming out with something eccentric and stuff like that. But it's how you put it. So that's why I said, what's a great safe color? And in far as some research that I looked at, it said that blue is a real safe color, but it shows strength, stability. Blue, different shades of blue. Mine is a darker navy, like that's what's on here on this screen. So I chose that. And then as my base color. And then, you can't go wrong with white. Blue and white. It's corporate. And it can be taken to the streets too, depending on how you flip it. But you want something where it's giving you more of a appeal to everybody. You don't want to look at somebody's card and you can tell who they are right off the bat. That's a black guy, that's a white guy. You want it to kind of be ambiguous. You got to do smarter things. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm learning too. But it's all about image, and it's all about learning, and it's about what you want it to be. So we'll get more in talking to about that. But I just wanted to come on tonight, for a little bit. And with that being said, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Those that did, I will be coming back on tomorrow. And with that being said, keep God first, family second. And in that order, you should never be made last, because the last is made first. Peace.